Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Bomber at Bomber's Garage, and I was going to talk about some stuff and things about the channel this evening, and then have a cigar with y'all. And then Shawty Thiccc made me this customized Michigan cherry. Cherries are from Traverse City cherry old fashioned. So we're going to have a little sip of that. Cheers, y'all. That's pretty dang good. So, got a little old Sweet Jane here, which I like the Sweet Janes. This is a sub-brand of Drew Estates. I guess y'all can see that. It's kind of cool, little tattooed gypsy inspired goodness there. We're gonna have that. And then, I got this old Texas blended whiskey bottle that I have made into my excuse me, holder for my little labels for the cigar, or bands, excuse me. Cool thing about the TX whiskey, this is a real good whiskey for starters. Tastes good, it's fairly inexpensive, but they're next to a boot factory, so they get the ends, the cutoffs, so each one of their tops, their cork tops, has different leathers from different boots. So each one of them is different, and I think that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that goodness. It's pretty cool. So I got a list of stuff I'm going to talk to y'all about. I'm coughing and I hadn't even had a cigar. Let's light this baby up. So the first thing is an intro video. I've been wanting to put together an intro video, and I've thought about doing one where I actually sing a Bomber's Garage tune, make my own music. Because some of the videos I do, you know, you can do a short or even a reel on Instagram and use any freaking song that you want, but if you try to transfer it someplace else, it's like, hey man, you're not allowed, you are not allowed to do that. That's a copyright violation. So I was like, I got a pretty singing voice. I sound pretty good. The next thing, got my list here. The next thing, I'm going to work on an intro video to have on all the videos, and then I'm also going to work on like a welcome video. Pretty soon, I'm working a lot on getting stuff where it needs to be in the garage. Started doing some little test painting. I want to do like a 4-foot wainscot of machine gray, and then from the top up, just pure white. This wafer board came with the shop, or particle board. Well, it's not particle board. We call it wafer board, or whatever the fancy name of it is. It's the shop is insulated, has heat. You can hear the heat running now. The garage doors are insulated. It holds heat very well. It's super insulated, but I want it to look a little bit different. So I should have done it, but we were in a rush to move in with winter up on us last year. So, excuse me, this year. It's still this year. So I had to get out here and moved, and I would love to have painted it before I moved in, but I'm still moving around stuff on the walls and trying to decide where I want to put that. So, another thing, can't get this into light today. Other thing I want to say is a couple of folks, I talked to them, when I do the videos, and I did this a lot at Go Rock too, I would find myself not speaking as Southern. And I love that Lee would tell everyone that my accent was fake, that I really wasn't from Louisiana. Now, Daddy's people was from Texas, from Dallas, Fort Worth. They were all Texas folks. Mama's folks was all from Northwest Louisiana, and I got that accent. Shreveport's Southern, but mine, even with my friends, is a bit more Southern drawl than what they have, and that was because of being around my mama's family so much. So I try when I talk to speak more appropriately, because I don't like when they have like that, you know, fake. So, hey man, look at here, woohoo! I got me a Kubota tractor. And I know folks that actually talk like that, but I don't. But I try to correct myself, so I'm just going to talk like I talk and use some of the words wrong, and that's just what I'm going to do. There we go. I'm going to stick with doing some more reviews on some stuff. I might do a secondary channel, one that's more of just me talking and running my gums like this, and then do tool reviews. I've done a couple on like this Milwaukee die grinder, which is super cool. I got it. I love that thing. You have to figure out how to use the collet on it when you get it. So Milwaukee doesn't do any job of explaining that. And then down the road from us at it's Dunn's Hardware, they also are called Bolts and Beer. So it's a full hardware store. They sell liquor, bolts, and beer. But they have one of the largest Milwaukee stores I've ever seen. So they run some deals, run some specials, and I like to support local businesses. So I've, picked up a few Milwaukee things that I've really like, okay, man, I'm down with this. For years, I was a huge Hitachi fan. Before that, I was Makita. And I don't think I've ever owned anything from DeWalt. My cousin Bank's a huge DeWalt guy. He had DeWalt everything, has had great luck with it. But I've been very satisfied with everything that I've gotten Milwaukee. Also, I got that damn stuff all over me. And I don't mind wiping my mustache in front, y'all. So Marketplace finds. I just did a quick little video of a find of a Marketplace find. It's this vintage sign, not vintage sign. It's like 20 years old. I don't know what vintage is anymore. To me, vintage is stuff like from the 20s, 30s, and 40s. But if you're in Europe, it's like, oh, this is from the 1100s or 1300s. So we're a very young country, so vintage stuff to me is pretty different. Going and fetching stuff from Marketplace. My benches, everything. The goal of the garage here was to have as many tools, after I just showed y'all the Milwaukee, but as many vintage things as I can in here. Like my Rockwell milling machine is from the 60s. I'm selling or getting rid of my upright drill press and replacing it with a Rockwell. My dad had a lot of Rockwell tools. I've become a big fan of them. I like the old stuff, just how it's made versus the new stuff. Is super awesome to me. So the vibe in here is I want it to look like a garage, and y'all have seen some of the cabinets and stuff like that and everything, and this stuff is just has so much character, and I like how it's made versus new stuff. It has soul versus that. Channels, got one dedicated to the Kubota. I just changed those rear hubs on it and loaded that video, which made a huge difference. I still have like 3 more holes to tap and drill for that bucket assembly, and I've been putting that off out of just, drilling and tapping into cast steel is an absolute pain in the butt, man. It really freaking sucks. So I don't want to overload y'all with too many videos. I do shorts when I'm like, okay, this will be a cool short, and upload that. And they're all over the place. There's stuff that I think, man, this is cool. It's going to take off. People are going to love it. And then I upload it and I get like 11 views. So I'm still figuring that out. But as much as I would love to get paid to do this part of it, I love doing the interviews with friends, with my friends' dads, with car people, and talking to them and sharing with y'all the stuff that I like to do. And, like my buddy Eagle, we interviewed his dad, who he raced motorcycles. He did flat track, ice racing, motocross, drag racing, all of this stuff. And I'm very appreciative that his family got to gets to watch that, and we have that saved, and they get to hear about these local folks. So I do want to, get more into talking about people that are, the folks that are just ordinary folks that were out there racing and hitting it hard on a, Saturday afternoon. So I enjoy doing the interviews, especially like the 10 questions. Again, with the marketplace stuff, I'm getting better with editing. Unfortunately, I've got 2 MacBooks. Both my MacBooks are older, but they've gotten out of where it's hard for me to update them due to their age. So I'm doing a lot of this editing on my phone because it's just easier. Because I got the fancy iPhone, man. Then I want to do one main video a week that's longer on something I'm working for. But then I want to do some Sunday chats where I come out here, have a cigar with y'all, have an old fashioned, and just relax and have a good time and kind of tell y'all the stuff that I'm working on. Man, I miss the old school Instagram. Man, I enjoy YouTube and Instagram are my favorites. Absolutely hate Facebook. I loathe Facebook. That's like a pinned post that I loathe it. But it works well for the events. So we do local cruise-ins with Excited Go Coffee. We did the first annual Tri-City Bomber Bash up there, and we do an ugly truck show. Facebook is great for events and marketplace. Other than that, not a big fan. I wished I didn't have to do Facebook at all, but it does have its place for that. And I probably spend more time on marketplace. I know there's people that send me messages, and a lot of times it'll take me days to look at them because I'm too busy doing other stuff. I miss the old school Instagram where it was nothing but photos. Man, I know Reels, Reels are where it's at. People's attention span is short, and I know most people won't watch all of this, but attention span is short. So Reels and Shorts on YouTube are where it's at. I mean, I'll see tons and tons of views on those. And again, I just post what I like. I wish that Instagram was back where it was more people sharing what they did in their photos instead of videos of nonsense. I get, there's just so much stuff on there that's absolute garbage that needs to be, I could filter away. Shop tour is coming soon. I've been working hard to get everything where I want it. I will not have it painted for the shop tour, but Shawty Thiccc is going to come out here and record me. I'm going to go through some of the stuff, some of the plans, some of the projects that I'm working on. I'm excited to share that and give y'all a tour of the garage. And again, it's a constant work in progress. As are some of the projects take a while just due to funds and then other stuff coming up. So the shop tour is going to be great. Now, I've got my podcast table set up, and I do want to get into the podcasts, but right now I need to get, my plan, other people go oh, you can use your computer, use this, use that, but I won't. There's a specific digital recorder that I won't, that Lee and I used at GoRuck doing our, vlog and podcast up there. But I don't want to say it's a podcast. I get the podcast, but I am more of a fan of vlogs. I'm a very visual person, so I have listened to podcasts before, especially on trips. A lot of those, but I like watching. I like the videos. I like being able to see the person. I like being able to see what they do. And then there's a few things that I need to work on is when I'm man, if you're around me, I will talk nonstop. I love talking. I like listening to. I love stories about stuff and talking about these things. Just hearing other people's stories. A good story is awesome to me. So today when I picked up that sign, that guy was super cool and asked him, I'm like, hey man, are y'all just starting a shop? What are you doing? And he tells me, he's like, hey man, we've got another, it's a general mechanical shop. This one came available. The guy retired. We moved into this building and, you know, we're selling some of this stuff. We can't keep it all. But the building had that, man, and I know y'all know this. You go into those places that have been a mechanical shop for like 40 years, 50 years, and it has that dank oil smell to it. And the only way to get that is like years and years and years of oil being ground into that concrete and everything. I told him, I go, dude, this smell is absolutely amazing. Similar to like a new car smell or even a new building smell. Most people won't remember this, but even with older barber shops, I was a barber for years. When I was a kid, you would go in there and that's where they would, you know, cut your hair, line you around your ears with a straight razor, trim your neck with a straight razor, you know, edge you up, do all of this. It was very precision. You could still smoke in there. There were guys that were dipping, and then they would use like, you know, the Tiger Bomb, the Ocala, all of these old, you know, colognes and stuff, and put on, and that would spill into the floor. These barber products would get in these wooden floors, and there was no way to mimic that smell except for actually doing, you know, it being years and years of that stuff being spilled into the floor. And that's what that garage smelled like today. I'm going to show y'all the sign real quick where you know what I'm talking about. I made a separate video, but Shawty Thiccc found this on Marketplace for 25 bucks. And I was like, I need that. So this is it. This one, this TechNet Professional Auto Service. This thing was made in March 13th of 02 by Dualite, Williamsburg, Ohio. Even has a Union sticker on it. And then I will plug it up. I just cleaned it up in the other video. But yeah, lights up and everything. So it's got the molded plastic. So one thing that I want to do with this, I'm going to hang it up for a while, but I will save that other plastic out of that. That's kind of molded into it. But Bug that owns Stilson, you know, Sign and Custom, I'm going to have him do a Bomber's Garage logo on it. And I like that you can either hang it from the wall or the ceiling. Kind of like the idea of hanging it from the ceiling. It looks cool, but have a logo that he comes up with and have that where it's, you know, lit up all the time. Then I do need to rework the Gulf sign. We got that from Matt at Iron Trap Garage. Shawty Thiccc, Lindsay, I think, pestered him so much, or hit him up when she first saw it, like, if you ever sell it, let us know. And we picked that up. My buddy Chris Davis rolled over with me to the Gilmore, and man, we picked that thing up, and it's super cool. But I need to do some better lighting for it. What else have we got? Oh, I also want to talk about this. This is going to be a separate video one day. But it's like I have a ton of Craftsman tools that I bought when I was in high school. So I graduated in 85, and I remember getting, you know, my dad always, he had like a lot of Rockwell stuff, Rockwell routers, you know, all kind of hand tools from them, table saws, all of that stuff. He was a contractor. So he had some pretty cool, you know, stuff, but Rockwell was his brand. And then we used to call Milwaukee, Old Milwaukee. And those hand tools back then were super, super freaking heavy. They were just, you know, badass hand tools, the ones to get. So I want to break out some of this Craftsman stuff. I don't know if y'all, they would come out with these Craftsman catalogs. You know, Sears was a catalog, Sears and Roebuck was a catalog company originally. And they would have them for each, you know, department. But they would come out with this holiday edition Craftsman catalog. I wish that I still had one of those. They had, I mean, the coolest stuff. They would have like sockets that are covered in, I gotta grab my keys before I walk out and lock myself out. Sockets that were gold plated, ones you could get that were engraved, all the new tools that, came out, tons of the stuff that was absolutely amazing. And I've got a lot of those that my dad bought or that I bought. And I remember I would get that catalog and like circle in it, I need this, dog ear the page, and would look at that and use that to build my tool collection. So during that time, I had a 73 MGBGT that my dad bought new for my mom that we still have. It's in storage at Nobody Customs. We're going to get it up here by the end of next year, before it gets crazy with weather up here. But I'd have a little, one day I'm going to do a video on that. This three drawer Craftsman toolbox. And of course I would do the screwdrivers, the wrenches, all of this stuff. And, I've got it right now. My travel set is a Milwaukee set of sockets that I really enjoy, and I like them a lot. They feel great and all. The old Craftsman stuff is in one of my upright boxes. But the feel of those Craftsman screwdrivers from the 80s was the best feel, hands down. It was like it's like the Glock of screwdrivers to me. Like, I love my Colt. The 45 feels like nothing else. It, fits perfect. But man, it's like the good Lord come down here and was like, let's make a Glock for Bomber. That's how those feel. So one day I'm going to do a video soon about those tools that I still have that are from, the mid to late 80s. And then I'm very appreciative. My dad had passed away in 92, but he had given me a lot of those and bought a lot of those for me, and then a lot that I had picked up as well. So, I, start overthinking with my YouTube channel about, she did a great job with this. It's delicious. About, I was caring about how many views or how many this or how many that. And I was like, man, stop looking at that stuff. Just do what you want to do and do stuff that you want to see and share stuff that is interesting to you. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on, sharing cool stuff, talking to my friends. I've not done it yet. My buddy Will Jordan, he's on the list for talking to him. We've been around each other several times, but we don't get to see each other a lot anymore. And when I do see Will, I just want to hang out with him and not, be bothered by having to do a video. Same thing when my buddy Eagle was up here a couple of months ago and we went to, Michigan International Speedway for NASCAR. We were going to do an interview then. And I'm like, dude, I'm having too much time hanging out with you. And what I probably need to do is set up a video and just all of us talk and have just when we're hanging out and have it more nonchalant. But there's some things like, on social media, I don't share a lot of stuff about my family because I like to keep that close. I'm very private about that. And I'm also private about, I share what I share with, with y'all. I like to share the stuff that I think is cool, but my private life is my private life. So I don't know. We're just going to start seeing kind of how it goes. And I'm just going to kind of do what I want and share that and just show y'all the stuff that I think is cool. So everyone that watches, gives a like and all that stuff, I'm very appreciative of that so much. And then another plan this year. This cigar is really, really good, y'all. Is more of the Bomber's Garage apparel. We've got, when I first put it out, we did really well with it, and I still get regular sales for it. I've not restocked a lot of stuff. At first, we were going with all the Carhartt ball caps and stuff like that, trucker hats. And I'm actually doing a video kind of I'm wearing some Carhartt pants right now. This jacket's Carhartt. I've been a fan forever. When I was a kid back in Louisiana, worked at a place, Ranch Sporting Goods. I worked a little bit at the South Park location helping. There was one in Hearn Avenue. There was one in Bossier. A long time ago, there was one downtown, but the one I worked at was the, Shreveport Barksdale Highway when it closed several years ago. But they sold 10X, Filson, Carhartt. And I remember having Carhartt overalls and Carhartt pants, jackets, all of that stuff. And that stuff would last until, it would just bleach white. It wouldn't go away. And the new stuff, like, I've had so many zipper fails. Even this one, the zipper pull broke on it not long ago. It's still serviceable, but it's a pain in the ass. But it's what holds the zipper pull on broke. Seams tearing out of them, issues with the zipper. They just don't last like they used to, and that's disappointing to me. And I know, Carhartt's now become more of a fashion statement than anything else. So one brand I'm switching to is I'm going to try some of those 1620 pants, and they're like Gucci. I love Patagonia, North Face. I love the Gucci gear a lot. There's a couple other little sub brands that I have bought before too that are Gucci that you can just tell with how they're like triple stitched and everything. But 1620 has these slim legs and they have a freaking gusset. Levi's has kind of gone the same way, in my opinion, as Carhartt. They used to be super badass and they've just kind of slipped away. But they made some of the Courier like bicycling pants. I have some shorts, some cool denim shorts, and some of their jeans. And they have a gusseted crotch. And man, I don't know if y'all have had a gusseted crotch before. It is the shizzy. So I'm excited to try those. The 1620s are, man, they're close to $200 unless you can find a coupon or find a good deal on them. But I've researched them. I don't mind spending money for good stuff. I don't have a problem with that. I've got, a couple of, I call it Gucci items, but stuff that is, cost more than the norm. I've got 2 North Face, a running hoodie, and then like a 3/4 zip that are probably, 20 years old now and are still rolling strong. Just, I don't mind paying for the quality. So going to do some reviews on that stuff. So the channel will be all over the place, but want to do more interviews with my friends. Got a couple of lists. I'd like have on the list to interview Matt over at Iron Trap. He's super busy, but he does come to Michigan. Look at this 5 head, y'all. I'm still rocking some long hair. I can't give up. And I don't mind going bald. I'm old and stuff's happening to me. I'm going to grow that old hair as long as I can. The same thing with a beard. Some people are like, oh, if you trim your beard, you'd look younger. Would I? So I appreciate everyone that has watched this far, and thank y'all. Oh, back to the apparel. We're going to start getting some more apparel in this year. We're, again, are doing the cruise-ins locally with Excited Goat Coffee. They're fantastic people. We love them. It'll be the second year for the Tri-City Bomber Bash. The plan for 2025 is having a Twin City Bomber Bash back in Louisiana, and it will be announced a year from the date that we're going to do that. And I'm super excited to do that. And I know a bunch of people are. And it will be a reunion. So I hope tons of people can come to that. So I just want to thank y'all for listening to me ramble. All 3 of y'all that are going to watch this. And so the plan now is a short, I'm going to keep it sweet, like a 10-minute video on Sundays, a Sunday chat. And then one good video, the good video will be in the week. I'm probably going to do like a Sunday and maybe Wednesday video. I don't know. We'll see. And then shorts sprinkled in. But I appreciate y'all and can't wait to talk to some more of my friends about cars and stuff like that. So thank y'all very much. I appreciate every one of y'all. Bye.